Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for another day of the SEA DPC Lower Division for Season 2, and it is MLP Dota and John X Fire. John, allow me to apologize for my lateness today. Apparently, I was a bit incorrect on our starting time, but we are here just in the nick of time, and I'll ask you straight off the bat, how you feeling, sir? Uh-oh. I don't seem to be able to hear you,
Yeah,
sir.
I turned off my microphone by mistake. We've got a really interesting matchup here, Mike. Team Mystery versus SMG. Both teams having... There's a bit of a story. I tweeted out the matchup. Ponlo replied, very interesting two teams. Of course, there is that whole debacle coming from Open Qualifier, so it's the two teams involved, sort of. Kind of in that story. So, should be an interesting one. SMG making it true opens. They've already won one matchup against Galaxy Racer going 2-0. Of course, this is the first match. I know the score said 2-0 on the menu. This is the first one. So it's still 0-0. Team Mystery as well. They have not yet quite... they haven't played. So their performance is going to be a mystery. The roster is shaken up. I think the only remaining members from the team last season is really Xiao Yu. So we'll see how it shapes up there for Team Mystery. You already have the initial draft here. Phoenix Mars combo in for Team Mystery. They've got the Arena Egg to play with. They've got solid sustain, really good pacing to play around. Whereas SMG do have the Grimstroke Jug. So they've got Spin with Inkswell for laning. They can spin out of Arena with their core. They have a really stable core to have as well. Not necessarily the most farm heavy. Although we've seen a lot of Jugs just opt for rushing the Battle Fury instead of diverging for, say, a quick Yasha into SMY or a Maelstrom. We'll see if that's going to be the call out here for SMG, but Mystery do go into the Shaker, so this is something we don't see too often at all. Not since the nerfs, not since the patch. Shaker comes through, Phoenix Shaker, more than likely seeing our Shaker pause 4 here, Phoenix 5. Really good team fight on Team Mystery's end. They've got a lot of ways to close out the map, and with the map changes, a lot of these narrow walkways feel a lot more narrow, so the Earthshaker can really abuse that fissure, block off some paths, and set up for his team.
Yeah, certainly so. Has been a long time since we've seen this Shaker, though, for good reason. I mean, it does feel quite lackluster apart from that fissure. Team SMG, they do go for the Snapfire pick, which has been very popular, and of course there is a Phoenix after all. You may as well just take it, just to be able to blow up that egg easily. Team Mystery, how will they respond?
Yeah, it's the Snapfire is kind of interesting here. It's the Phoenix counter, as you obviously see. You've got the little shredder to rip through the egg, although it's not a guarantee. If the egg's in arena and you're outside, you're not going to be able to hit it unless you try to cookie in, if you can get the vertical leap up there. The snap into Shaker is a bit more interesting there. Like, you've got the counter to Phoenix, but I'd argue you have a counter to Snap. You're not going to be able to get off those safe kisses now. Shaker's got 1,000 long stun range. He can stop you from just channeling the kisses in the middle of a team fight as long as he finds an angle. Doesn't take too much. So SMG, whether or not they can maximize the team fight potential of the Snap outside of countering the Phoenix is kind of tough. Like, you're just not going to be able to expect great kisses coming through unless you manage to isolate the Shaker far away enough that the Snapfire is safe. So we'll see if they can get that done on SMG's end. Team Mystery probably looking for a core pick again. They go into the Void Spirit, so it's been left in the pool. Not the high priority for a lot of teams. We've seen some Void Spirit come back in. It's not like before, not like in last season where every other team was just picking Void Spirit straight up, and you see the Ember Spirit in response from SMG. So Spirit Rudder matchup down to really mechanics of each player here. You've got the 2-minute Water Rune, the 3-minute Bounty Rune, the 4-minute Water Rune, and a 6-minute Power Rune to play with. A lot of top-ups for the bottle. And that means that as long as you do reasonably well, you shouldn't be completely bullied out here. At least not until you hit level 6.
Absolutely not. I wonder what the odds are saying right now with this matchup between these two teams, right? Because you'd assume SMG should be favorited, but you never really know either, just based on how those open qualifiers went back a few weeks ago. Very, very curious to see what those odd makers would be showing, but we do have two more bans for either team before we can continue. So far, I've got to say, John, I mean, both drafts do look quite even, right? Like, there's nothing too flashy going on from either side. I'd say maybe the Earthshaker a bit weird right now in the meta, but everything does look pretty stock standard. Nothing too weird yet.
Yeah, it's pretty much within the line here. I think the Shaker would have enabled a morph pickup, but SMG kind of telegraphed that. They banned it out. They knew it was coming. Don't want to get Shaker morphlinged. First match of the series, you know, you want to keep yourself safe. Even if it's not TNC, it's an option. Wondering what Team Mystery goes for as their core. Like, you see the Jug there. The Jug itself has some timing issues with Omni Slash and damage issues, really. It feels like a Jug with just Battle Fury and SNY. Doesn't do enough damage. So I think that's something Team Mystery can kind of abuse. Taking a nice ranged core would probably be really great here. Like, the only gap close on SMG is really the Ember. And you do have enough save on Team Mystery that as long as that ranged core has a +1, I think you're going to be able to save it. You've got great stuns. You've got good healing from the Phoenix. You could really enable something like, say, the Drow we've seen a couple of times. The Luna could be really good here with a Mars. Just Luna Mars enclosed areas with the Egg. You can just start hitting everyone. And, of course, play around your Eclipse timing. You farm a lot faster than Battle Fury cores on the Luna, because all you really need is Mask of Madness. So we'll see if that's something Team Mystery considers. And SMG, they already banned out the Medusa. So they were taking out range cores there. Just a big tanky core that the Jug doesn't necessarily deal with come late game. And, of course, it's just nasty when you've got Phoenix and Medusa as well. Like, Stone Gaze and Egg is just not something you want to play against.
Ooh.
SMG do go with a Bloodseeker closeout, so that should be our off lane here for Mr. KP. And it makes a really sort of stable lineup. You can punish the Void Spirit, you can punish the Phoenix. You've got the Blood Right combos with the Grimstroke on top. You can kind of tie in your Cookie combo. So Cookie plus Inkswell into Blood Right, that's a lot of chain stun in a pretty decent AoE. So Team SMG can kind of play around that control and just kind of try to take control quick. Team Mystery do go with a Wraith King. So Wraith King versus Jug here. And they've got a lot of good timings here as well for Mystery. Like, Wraith King can just sit back, farm up, go for the Armlet Radiance we've seen a lot of. You've got a lot of tanky frontliners for Mystery. Wraith King, Mars, and Phoenix are going to be really hard to burst down for SMG. And of course, now you have to deal with 2 lives and Wraith King. We don't tend to see diffusals on Jug at all. It should be fairly safe for Ghost within the first 20 minutes, and afterwards he can just get himself Ag Shard. Should make for a very interesting game 1 with these kinds of drafts.
It should be. We'll find out who does pull off this game 1 victory between Team Mystery and Team SMG. Looking very forward to it. Don't know how much faith I have in the Wraith King myself, quite personally, John. It's been one of those heroes that has looked a bit off recently, but maybe up against the draft that SMG have, you've actually got the time to make the Wraith King look good. It does feel like every time we've seen the Wraith King, it's been up against some kind of super snowball-y sort of draft that doesn't really allow it the time to be able to get that Radiance Armlet build up and move on from there. Find out very soon, though. How's your day been, by the way, John?
It's all right. You know, woke up, had lunch, had some Chinese takeaway. That was really good. Some fast food. I think the Filipino fans would know. Chow King. I had some Chow King, fellas. Some siomai.
Do you want to explain what it is, John? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, siomai. It's like a dim sum. You know, I think in Australia you guys actually call it dim sims, right?
Right.
Something silly like that.
Right.
I don't know why there's a U there. It's dim sum, but of course, life upside down. You know, it wasn't meant to be. Humans weren't meant to live upside down on Australian life. It's just not how the blood flow works.
No,
rushes
that is
to your head.
It does rush to your head, John. We'll sometimes we do switch things around unnecessarily, but it's all right. Still delicious stuff, I'm sure.
Forever.
Oh, yeah.
So SMG with this draft, John, I never asked you, but who do you think had the favorable draft?
I'd actually say Mystery. I like their lineup a little bit more. I like the Arena Egg combination here with the Phoenix Mars. Even if there's the Snapfire, as long as you isolate her outside, you can get the Arena off. The Eggs inside Arena, then Snapfire can't hit. Or if Snap's in Arena, Eggs outside, Snapfire can't hit. So your counter pick might not line up. You can see them tipping Wuxi. Ohio tipping Wuxi. That's the funny one. These two are like bros. You know, it's a bond between these two Malaysian players that go all the way back.
Oh goodness me.
Oh, you know, we were having a bit of a chat, but looks like they might try for first blood before anything else.
Find out if they can get it though. After rain, He's going to be targeted, it looks like, mid one, trying to move his way in. Arfu is there with the ink swirl, but they don't have any way to really lock him down initially to be able to break the gap, so they're going to have to let that one go. So no first blood yet. I guess I should ask you, John, why is it that you favor Mystery's draft so much more?
It's just the Arena Egg combo along with a really tanky Wraith King. So to counter the Snapfire bursting the egg, you just need to have her in Arena with the egg outside, or the egg inside with Snapfire outside the Arena. I think that should be straightforward enough for After Rain to do. They've got the Fissure to cancel off the Snap Kisses as well, gives some really good range out. The early laning phase here for SMG should be really good though. Like you look up top, it is a Mars plus Shaker, so there's a lot of control, a lot to play with, but you can't underestimate Inkswell. You're two melee heroes against Grimstroke and Jug, and that means that once they feel confident enough on SMG side, you can just Inkswell spin, and it shouldn't be too hard to find some kills when some spells are used.
Mid one's taking a lot of damage already on that Jug. After Rain really just giving it to him with that spear, and Arfu not able to help out too much quite yet. Of course, mid lane, you've got Nia 666 up against Mercury. Pretty even matchup between the Void Spirit and the Ember. For now, it is favoring Mercury just a little bit, but oh, hold on, top lane. Mid one again. Dropping extremely low, is not quite gonna die, but it's a lot of damage put out on the poor Jug.
Yeah, it's really down to Afu here to try and zone out Shaker from getting stuns off. You're at the point with Ohio though, where you're completely out of mana. So the harassment lining up there shouldn't be too bad now. Mid 1, once he hits level 2, he should pick up the healing ward and should be able to sustain. So not going to be a problem past this level 1 point, and you should just be able to find farm. Ohio's already walking away to try to secure those water runes. 2-minute mark coming up. He will line up for top. And they are bullying out Nea as well from trying to contest. And Mercury might even find the bot one if he's fast enough.
It looks like he just may. He does get it, Nia. Unable to. Luckily, he still has some bottle charges for himself on the Ember. Mercury certainly taking a bit more in the mid lane. Of course, the one lane we are yet to talk about, though, is the bot lane, where you do see Mushi and KP on the Bloodseeker and the Snapfire against the Phoenix by Wayne, and Ghost is there on the Wraith King. Things looking pretty decent for both sides in this bot lane. Neither one really winning out too much. KP slightly favored on the Bloodseeker right now in terms of CS, but I'd say it's about to even out anyway. Ghost looks just fine.
Yep, you're having a pretty good time here. There's a level 3 spike to watch out for from Mystery. Once you've got level 2 Fire Spirits up, you get the stun off, you drop a couple of Fire Spirits, you can try to go for the chase. Can line up for a kill opportunity perhaps. The issue is that you're not really doing too much just yet. On Wayne, on Phoenix, Mushi's just doing a lot more work. He doesn't have the Blightstone start we tend to see with a little Shredder build. He's still managing to rip through the Phoenix every single time they go into trade whenever those Fire Spirits are down. So you're doing a great job so far. But Wayne at level 3 with a Fire Spirits, this is that spike we were talking about.
It's a lot of damage on Mushi. Mushi's going to survive and salve up, but going to be a little bit careful about the next time he has the combo up. Certainly not as one-sided as people would assume between these two teams. I think a lot of people just seeing the players on the side of SMG would assume that they would have a much easier game, but so far Mystery is putting up a really good fight. And we yet to see a first blood coming out. As nobody has died yet on this map. Perhaps now in the mid lane, with the rotation of Ohio, we might see a kill. Arfu got to be a bit careful. Fisher will land Mercury. He's not level 6 yet. Still at that level 4 mark on the Void Spirit. So we won't be able to really chase down Arfu, and they'll let the Grimstroke go.
Yep. So again, a lot more passive. I think every lane's just looking to stabilize, looking to get that steady farm. Wait for some levels to be up to really fully commit. You are seeing mid one drop low once more, but again, he's got the healing ward. It's 2 melee heroes. They're not going to be able to reach back and stop the regen coming through here from mid one. I'm more surprised that Afu's not able to really, get anything done with a Jug combo. I think this is the most aggressive lane you can expect here. Spin with Inkswell is really potent, but Mysteries has done a really good job in zoning out Afu and forcing him to focus down only on Ohio, and that just takes away a lot of the early potency from SMG when they can't maximize these very strong side lanes.
Ooh, very quiet map. You start to wonder when this first blood's coming almost. It's mid lane. Mercury is dropping low. Nia not going to be able to finish him off yet. In fact, he wastes a lot of his remnants. Top lane, it looks like that's where the first blood will happen, as after rain does drop mid 1 and Afu finally able to get the Mars kill. And even bot lane, Mushi was dropping low, but KP's dropping even lower now. Icarus dive in, the Phoenix wants to go for this, and KP is going to die. Mushi able to get himself out on the Snapfire, but you probably would have rather died on the Snapfire and let KP get out.
Yep, you're starting to be really happy here on the side of Mystery. You know, you're holding out that bot lane, managed to get yourself this nice early aggressive start now. And the side of SMG, they kind of find a kill up top. It was shared between the two heroes, so it's not as much gold as you'd want here. And in terms of farm so far, the Jug and Wraith King are kind of even, but I'd say the Wraith King farms a little bit faster once you hit that point where both cores go into jungle. So this kind of even pace should favor Ghost overall.
Mushi stuck around with low HP. He's dead. KP gonna try and chase Wayne down, but Wayne still has Fire Spirit, so he can try to fight this one out, and KP will be forced to just back off. No success at this bot lane quite yet. Top side, Afu now being caught out on the Grimstroke. Ohio, he'll happily take it.
Yeah. And you've got to be really cautious about overextending against some of these heroes. You can get easily punished by the side of Mystery. Again, you're not getting enough levels on the Grimstroke here. I mean, you know, you're pos 5, so you're sacrificing a lot for your EXP game. It's a little bit more efficient for Mystery, as SMG line up mid, though.
They do, and they found the Phoenix. Wayne, he's going to be able to Icarus dive out, though. That's a 3-hero rotation for the price of nothing. SMG get absolutely nothing out of it. Apart from Wayne just backing off. That's about it. Maybe now they can take the stacks away. Ohio's still around and has Fisher back up, as now the Void Spirit does come in, but they got the silence off into the Inkswell and the Cookie. And that'll be Mercury gone. Now the arena down though, after Rain. Gonna try and turn this one around onto Nia 666, but it looks like he's gonna be alright, as they don't have the damage output. But someone needs to take these stacks before the side of SMG come back in like this. Wayne, he's going to Icarus dive out. There's your spear there from after Rain. Nia 666 still dropping low, but Flame Guard has been activated. But there's your Fisher out. Do they have the damage? Sunray in, Nia going to try and TP. He'll make it. He is going to make it. And nobody gets the stacks yet. In fact, never mind. Nia is back onto Afu. They'll take the Grimstroke kill. That's gonna be it.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort to save out those stacks. I think it's very worthwhile in the end here for the side of Mystery. A few of those stacks were already taken out by Neo, though. Very unfortunate there for After Rain. Like, the arena drops, I think Neo was just stuck between the cliff and the outer arena wall. That's why he was just kind of stuck in this area here. He didn't manage to actually be in the arena, so he couldn't get the damage off to kill the Ember, couldn't get the combo off. And it just kind of falls flat there for Mystery. Very well played coming out from SMG. They smoke up again.
That they do. Ohio going to be targeted. Nia, he's in. That'll be a nice little Inkswell there onto the Earthshaker as they do get him. Afu, the one to take the kill on the Grimstroke. On towards the top lane after Rain. Another Remnant in. Chains do land. Silence is out. And now the Omni. No messing around. They just wanted the kill, and well, this time mid one will take it. Poor old Nia, he's not getting any kills.
Yeah, just going around getting assists so far. You're still really happy with his pacing, though. It's going to lead into a nice timing on the phase Orb of Corrosion. A massive spike for the Ember. Getting free. Basically like an AoE Desolator coming through. Even better than the Swashbuckle, I'd argue. With how far and how widespread you can really spread out Orb of Corrosion across multiple targets. So Nea's going to hit a big spike. Compare that to our Void Spirit. Mercury still saving up for the Yules. There's no real interim item you can get on the Void Spirit to get that same effect as the Ember. So you're always going to be just a little bit behind, not having any item to play with. And that just means Mystery might have to be a little bit more patient. Wait for the Void Spirit to have his own setup up to really set up on these kills.
10-minute power rune. Gonna fight over it. Cookie gonna be on the mark. Icarus dive out though is going to be enough, but Nia wants to chase him down with the Remnant forward. Wayne should just drop. They don't have the Sleight of Fist yet. The egg is going to fly out now. Nia needs the Remnant away. He'll walk instead. And Mushi, he's been caught. Mercury able to take the kill. Meanwhile, Nia is still running away, but eventually is going to Remnant back out. But Ghost was waiting. Luckily for Nia, there was no stun available. I suppose the only thing they do lose on SMG's end of things is Mushi.
Yeah, it's not the biggest loss. You're still not too pleased about that. SMG dragged a lot of bodies out there, and they catch one big one up top.
Yeah, mid one, he is a huge kill to get. He's going to try and fight, but there is no chance in hell of survival. Big pick off there for Mystery. I suppose now they'll go into that tier 1 top tower, and well, Mystery will do the SMG will do the exact same thing down at the bot lane. But I'll tell you, you're going to be pretty happy if you're Mystery with the way this game's going thus far.
Yeah, you're finding that early aggression, you're hitting some good level spikes here. Ghost is trying to rush the Radiance, which is great. I think the Armlet diversion tends to slow down the Radiant timing too much, and they are circling around here though.
Mid one does TP up again. Meanwhile, bot lane, Wayne does kill off Mushi. Top side, they are trying to go after Rain. He's going to try and run, but the X-Claw should land, and they should eventually get him. And they do. Does end up being a better trade for the side of SMG in the end, as they got the offlaner of Mystery. It was that they almost got KP as well, but he does end up surviving in the end of the Bloodseeker.
Yep, should've, would've, could've here for Mystery. SMG, they're lagging behind in kills, just by 2 kills, not a massive amount, but they are taking a bit of that network lead. All of their cores are much more farmed than the side of Mysteries. The only core keeping up for Mystery is Ghost. So all this gold is really just going onto the Raid King. The Radiance timing is going to be quick. They need to really start to apply more pressure once the Radiance is up. I don't think we want to see Ghost just sitting in the jungle farming up here, especially since the side of SMG are going to be happy with just sitting back and farming. They've got Jug that's still waiting for Battle Fury. They've got an Ember just clearing out camps right now. Has 1.8k in the bank. So there are lots of item spikes waiting to come out here for SMG. And Mystery, I mean, look how far behind Mercury and After Rain is, especially After Rain. Like, this Mars has gotten such a slow start. He's still saving up for a blink, and will probably still need a Eul's for a self-setup.
Definitely not a very good time for After Rain. They are looking at mid one. Mid one seems to be kind of well aware that something is awry, and now should see After Rain. Mushi's going to show up, however. They might want to try and go for a fight. Mystery are the ones that are going to back off in the end. It doesn't seem like they're quite ready for a full 5v5 scale team fight. SMG, they will acquire a 2k lead now at that 13-minute mark. I'd say things are still going well, even based off the bad kind of laning start they had. SMG are still able to just pull ahead.
Yeah, they're just being more efficient in that jungle. They've got better stacks coming through. The Dire jungle, it's a lot easier to walk around compared to the Radiant jungle. It's just a lot safer as well. And they're just still getting some aggression out as well. Nia finds a good invis, is hunting in that jungle.
See what he can find. Wayne gonna show his face. Inkswell gonna be there. Into the chain Sleight of Fist, but the egg immediately committed. You should still be happy with that if you're SMG though. Knowing the egg is down. In fact, mid one's here now. He'll go on to Wayne, but Wayne does have the Icarus dive away and will eventually get it off. But it's all about just bullying people out of the jungle right now if you're SMG. They'll go into that mid tier 1 now, knowing there is no egg to fight with.
Yeah, it's a big team fight spell taken away from Mystery. They've got a lot more running here in SMG. The level difference between mid 1 and Ghost is pretty darn big. Ghost is still 10, mid 1's 12. So he gets to have his level 2 ult, whereas the Raid King still only has level 1 Reincarnate. He doesn't really feel amazing at that point, and they just bully out, take that mid tier 1, open up the map even more. They can invade the bot jungle here. Mystery, for their part, are still trying to play around, you know. Mercury dips up top to get himself that farm up, very close to the Eul's up. And once you do have that Eul's, and especially the blink here on After Rain, you need to play with Arena Egg. That's the combo they went with in their opener. That's the combo that needs to fly out every single time on the right targets to get them some team fight wins here.
Wayne on lane, Icarus dive, and TB is going to be enough. Ohio, still about halfway to his Blink Dagger, so has a lot of time to go. Be a bit of a late timing here for Ohio. But I suppose he hasn't had the most space to farm it up on that Earthshaker. In fact, everyone is kind of just, apart from maybe Ghost and Mid One, the farm has been going relatively slow for everyone else. The Ghost has chosen to skip the Armlet and go straight for the Radiance to boot on the Wraith King. So not feeling like he has really space for the Armlet, we'll just rush the Radiance instead. I think that is a fair decision. And speaking of Ghost, he might be in trouble because they do rupture him up into the Blood Ride. That'll be at least one life gone here for the Wraith King, but it should be a second as nobody's around to help him out. And eventually they'll get him. Fu, the one to take the kill on the Grimstroke. Nice rotation there from SMG.
Yeah, it's Mystery just forced to take this risky farm spots to get themselves going. It's just down to the fact that they've got a really greedy pause. For you pointed out the delayed blink timing for Ohio. They have no choice. They have to try and still get that shaker up and running at some point. They do manage to at least finish up the blink here in After Rain and the Veil on Wayne. So there is some really good magic damage coming through from Mystery. They just need to perhaps play around with the smoke at this point. You want to just use Arena Egg, try to win out. A really good scan coming out from SMG though does kind of tell them where everyone's positioned. They show up in the map anyway. You're allowed to just free farm here for SMG. The Battle Fury for mid one has been paying off a lot more because of his timings here. He's got the Yasha up. He's going to the Sanj next to go for the full SNY. Additional strength and additional stat resistance, always big. Mystery do smoke up, but remember, they were just scanned out a while ago. SMG should know something's up.
And they do, John. They are sitting back right now, SMG. Not really overextending anywhere across the map. Mystery still waiting for someone to show on the mid lane, but they are sitting well and truly back. And even with that Blink Dagger, they just can't get in range of anyone from SMG without putting themselves in danger. So the smoke is going to wear off. Mystery forced to just go back to farming, but now Mercury, he's on division. Mushi. Well, he wasn't actually on division. Apparently, Mushi does end up going down, and yeah, I mistook the wards. Wrong way around. He was alright.
It happens. Still a nice little freebie going the way of Mystery. Not the biggest kill. They really need to start finding some of these bigger cores. But you're happy enough with the gold injection here on Mercury. He's got his Yules up. Saving up for the Ags next on our Void Spirit. So you're going to have the Resonant Pulse Charge and the Silence. And that could cause some issues for SMG. They don't have anything defensive up yet. Nea is still saving up for his BKB. Of course, our Jug doesn't have a BKB yet, still flying out the Sanj. There is a smoke out here from SMG, though. This wasn't spotted out.
No, it wasn't. Mid one. Gonna rush in. KP around. After Rain. Gonna be targeted. They get the silence off. And now Nia is gonna be there with the roots in. After Rain. Can't really get away. And does just drop onto Mercury, who's trying to go after Arfu. But there's no damage output. They can't kill the Grimstroke yet. But here comes After Rain. Another spear thrown out. This time catching KP. They may just have to leave the Bloodseeker behind. They will, but mid one, he's back in now with the Omni Slash out onto Wayne. We'll get rid of the Phoenix, and now the Mortimer's Kisses in onto Mercury. And it's getting real hot in here as Ghost is going to try and run, but a nice spear out from After Rain will ensure that Nia can't keep up the chase. So it ends up being a fairly even team fight, but SMG could probably argue they came out on top, and of course they are going to rush for a Roshan attempt.
Now there's no arena, there's no egg to contest this one. Killing off Mercury is pretty darn big. You want to stall out the timing on the Ags there for the Void Spirit. And you just managed to get the proper spacing. Like, yeah, they dropped the egg arena combo, but the Snapfire was very far away. Everyone kind of delta split out of that triangle and just comes back in once the spell's faded off. And you know, you didn't have Ohio in a really good spot to cancel off the kisses. They just got max value from their spells. And SMG, they even out the kill board, but they've got a 6k lead. They've got an Aegis up on mid one. And they can really start to apply even more pressure now as Nea just jumped forward.
Yeah, Nea's in. He got the chains off right onto that Raid King Ghost. He'll still have the reincarnation. In fact, mid one, got to be cautious about the damage he's taking. They'll jump back in now. Mid one has been caught by the spear, but the healing ward was keeping him alive. Nea gonna have his TP cancelled off. He has no way out of this. But are they gonna chase him down? Not quite. Mystery forced to back off. Looks like everyone on SMG somehow will survive through all the damage that was flying out.
Yep, I mean, Ghost did lose the reincarnate, so he's got a minute and a half where it's not going to be very safe for him to show in lane. And that's something SMG should look to abuse. They've got their reset off. They do not have Kisses and Omni Slash, but I think Nea alone might be able to apply that threat onto that big juicy target if it shows itself. You can see Mystery right now sort of clumping behind Ghost. They know they can't afford to have Ghost die up front right now. They need to just play it safe, try to ride out the Aegis timing. They do have Arena Egg back up, so Mystery could potentially look for a fight. They've even got the Blink finally up on Ohio. So they've got that Blink Slam combination in place now as well. Issue is Ohio's only level 8, so that's a level 1 Echo Slam. The damage output isn't amazing.
It certainly isn't, John. Might have to just kind of get out there and use it, though. I mean, you've got the Blink up. You may as well just throw it out. Try to get your team some kills, and he might have the chance soon, because SMG, they did smoke up. Mid lane, they've caught KP. It's a nice big pick off on the Bloodseeker. Arena will be dropping KP. He gets a double rupture up in time. Echo Slam committed Ohio. It's on to Mortimer's Kisses, though. Mercury, he's going to die. Ghost trying to get the trade. Does get one on Nea 666. But they will lose after Rain. So a 2-for-2 trade in the end. I'd say that was fairly even as well, John. They got one mid laner each and one off laner each. But it looks like the golden XP does end up favoring Mystery.
Yeah, I mean, you're so far ahead in SMG that dropping even heroes kind of favors the side that's lower. So they get to, have a little bit of a boost on themselves. They get a really good Blink reveal on Ohio. They get all of their spells on cooldown, so now they can just hit back, go to farming, wait for the spell to be back up, and just play a slower game. SMG should look to abuse that. They've still got Omni Slash on mid 1. He is still feeling mighty strong here, still has the Aegis, and should look to maybe just force some tower pushes. Only 2 outer towers left here for Mystery, mid tier 2 and top tier 2. And SMG, I mean, as long as they hold the Aegis, I think they can easily just look to continuously apply that laning pressure and force a response on the defense.
Well, they will now. Anyone going to go into the tier 2 top tower. And Mystery, they may decide to just let this one go as Mercury. He does Astral Step charge in for the healing ward. The bot side, KP has been caught out on the Bloodseeker. Well, I say caught out, he is running away. Fisher does eventually land, though. They even commit the arena for this. So 5 heroes up at the bot side of the map do get KP. It looks like they did force the glyph as well, so SMG are going to back off that tier 2 top tower. They won't be able to get any objectives for now.
Yeah, nice pick off from Mystery, just abusing the fact that SMG are sort of playing split up right now. And they understand that the top's being pressured. They don't want to deal with a Jug with Aegis just yet. This could be a bit dicey for mid 1. He's all alone here with his Aegis. Like, yeah, you could maybe spin TP away, but you don't want to lose the Aegis here.
Running right into them as well. He's going to find a courier. Mystery, I mean, this is your chance to jump in, even if he does have the Aegis. After Rain, he's going to get a nice spear initiation. And then we'll see if they can get through the Aegis, and they do. Soulbind is there. Nea will Remnant in. Now the Mortimer's Kisses to fly in as well. Mid one. He's going to have his way with them. Ghost, secondary life out. Egg does explode, but now with the egg gone, they know they can move in. Cookie does not land either, but there's your rupture there. Onto After Rain now, so they at least have the Mars controlled up. And he can't really run away. So he is going to drop. He'll go back into that tier 2 top tower. And after the Aegis, John, nobody really died on SMG. Everyone just survives. They'll go for a tier 3 tower.
Yeah, now you don't have Egg to play with. You do have Arena on the respawn and Echo Slam. There's some pressure here on After Rain and Ohio to sort of buy out time and set up these team fights in the defense, because that's all they have now. Like, the Raid King just can't man up without the Reincarnate. It's going to be very tricky for them to stop SMG from at least finding one set. They do have the Ags up on Mercury. Perhaps that could be a spike.
Ghost, he's going to try and go in. Reincarnation's doing it up. Echo can slam Ohio, making sure they lock down the jug, but they have lost Ghost in the process, and now Ohio will drop onto the Void Spirit. They found another. Mercury will go down. There goes Wayne. KP still going to try and fight this one out with one more left. Bloodright going to connect. It's a full team wipe. Full team wipe out. Nia 666 with the triple kill. And well, they don't quite have the jug job, but they probably could go back to the other tier 2 tower now. There aren't many buybacks left to the side of Mystery. In SMG, they are looking very good to take out this game number 1 now.
Yeah, they play perfectly. They get the perfect chain stunning there as well. Like, the Arena got dropped, but After Rain could never had the time to use the Spear of Mars. He was just constantly silent up, constantly held back. And Mystery, they forced out the fights. They tried to reveal the Ags on Mercury's Void Spirit. The silence looked good. It's just there's no damage on the slam from Ohio. He jumps in, he gets a slam, kills the Jug. The BKB was very fast from Nea, and that just meant only the Jug really took that damage. So not quite the fight Team Mystery were looking for. They still have tools on hand to defend. They still have that mid-tier 2. It hasn't been pierced down by SMG. Couldn't quite get there as the keep rate was shoved out. So Mystery do hold on to the mid. The bot lane could be exposed, but they're not quite positioned yet as well for SMG. The next Roche is going to be within a minute, and it gets a bit complicated for Mystery. They still have really good high ground with Arena Egg, but there are even more BKBs up now from SMG.
Mid 1 rushing in with the Inkswell. Wayne going to be targeted. Fisher and Aether Remnant do land. They'll still go after that mid tier 2 tower. SMG prepped and ready if Mystery do want to move in to try and defend this.
I'd say they have to play high ground. Yeah, they can't.
Oh, now, nice spear in. Afterlife setting up. Cookie is there. It's not quite enough yet, but mid 1, he is alive. He'll turn back around with the spin now. And the Mortimer's Kisses and the Soulbind just melting the side of Mystery. As the egg does explode, they'll go right back in onto the Raid King and they'll get another. Ghost, he's gone. In SMG, again, John, they are looking very confident to take this game 1 as Ohio now being caught by KP. Rupture out, and Nia will take the kill. KP's just holding them back. He might die for this, though. He went a bit overboard, but they've got the double chains out with the Inkswell onto Nia 666. Silence is there, onto Mystery. They'll get another. Another full team wipe, and there's your GG call. They finally had enough.
Oh yeah, it's a really strong showing coming out from SMG. Again, they look pretty good in their first series. They went 2-0. They've got the 1 game up now, up against Mystery. SMG, they played a lot better. I think that's the one thing Mystery was lacking. Like, they had these really good team fight combos, and Mystery never really used the Egg Arena early on. They waited out for the blink on After Rain because of how slow the farm was going for Mystery. It took a bit too long to get that done. They just kind of miss out on some timings there because they had to play this slower game. SMG, their positioning was always perfect. Every time the egg was going off, they were always far away enough that only one hero would be caught, so you can follow up, jump back in, save that hero. And even Mushi, like, they didn't even need to get the Snapfire to focus the egg. They just always ran away. Instead, they focused on giving Mushi a really good spot to get the kisses off, and every single time, those Mortimer's kisses just did a lot of work in that first game.
Well, with that, John, that is the first game of this BO3. Of course, we are going to head to a short 5 to 10 minute break, but right after that break, we are going to be back with our second draft of this best of 3 between Team Mystery and Team SMG. We'll see you all again very soon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are officially here for Game 2 between the side of SMG and Team Mystery, and it is, of course, MLP Dota and John Expired. John, before we do go on, I'd like to give a quick thank you, of course, to somebody in the chat who apparently gifted 10 subs. I believe the name was Wafa88. So thank you very much for that. We do appreciate it. And just FYI, I suppose anyone that does donate or give subs, we are planning to use any of the money to just upgrade equipment for casting. So thank you very much for that. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. John, anyway, apart from that, how you doing?
I'm doing great. We had quite a back and forth game number one. There were some moments where Mystery looked like they had team fights sorted out, but SMG were always on top of them. They played really fast. They're looking really good. I think SMG, I casted a few of those open qualifier games. When I saw SMG pull through, it looked a bit shakier. I think they're hammering in that team chemistry now because they only formed for the open qualifiers like a few days before. This time around, I think the additional time they've had to play within the first 2 weeks has really improved their chemistry as a team. They're understanding each other a lot better. You can see KP looks a lot more comfy as well in his heroes. He's having a lot of impact, so it's looking great. Mystery, they were always a bit of a mystery. They didn't play in week 1. We haven't seen them since season 1 when the roster shakeup was there. Their only original member, I think, is Xiao Yu, if I recall right. Maybe Ohio was there as well. But it's their debut here in the DPC lower div season 2. First game was a bit rocky. They went for a heavy team fight. The coordination wasn't quite lined up. They waited out for blink timings first instead of trying to hunt down while they were strong. And I think they missed out on certain timings they had to meet. So we'll see if they change it up here for game number 2. Very different draft from Mystery, at least, for SMG. Back into the Grim and Bloodseeker. So they've got the solid combination in hand. Double Rupture from the bind. They've got a hero that can run in with the Inkswell really well. And that just gives them a lot of potency early on in the game. Team Mystery with the Abaddon. It's a stable pause 5. You have a hard dispel on hand with the Aphotic Shield, and you have some good healing. So there's some sustain here, some save here from Mystery that they can play with as well.
Absolutely. Team Mystery, they'll go into the Luna now as well, which is something a bit newer. Now, John, I might add, every time we've casted Luna in this new patch, it hasn't looked good, right? I think we can kind of admit it hasn't looked amazing. Some games you see the Aghanim Scepter come out and the Eclipse does make the game a lot easier. In terms of pure carry Luna though, for the games we've casted, it has not looked amazing.
Yeah, it's been hit and miss. I think the region that maximizes Luna the most was really China. South America when we were covering that. China. And China, of course, and China. Yeah. But I think, when I think of Luna, I think of HFN. He's just an amazing Luna, right? But China prefers it a lot more. I think we saw it yesterday in the Oceanic Games. If anyone watched that, the Fall Invitational closed. It looked great. I think teams just need to readjust themselves to Luna timings because Mask of Madness farm is just ridiculous for Luna. As long as you manage to get glaives. I think I was watching... Who was it? I was watching Godot stream, I think, and he played against a Luna that did not level glaives. You don't want to do that. Right, like you maybe want to go 3-1-1 into Eclipse.
We were watching the same stream then at the same time. Oh, yeah. I remember. He was complaining quite a lot about that. He even said, "When I moved to Europe 6 months later, I'm still gonna remember how this Luna ruined my game." I do remember that stream, John. Good to see we're both doing the same research apparently. Even though we're casting SEA Dota, we're watching Australian Dota. So there you go. Yeah, but I think it's got potency as long as you get that build up. For Mystery, Masks of Madness timing going to be important. Stacks going to be really important as well. We'll see if Mystery can build up that space here for Ghost. And Ghost is one of those players, I think, I was really surprised he was removed from Galaxy Racer. I think Ghost at his best is really solid. It wasn't quite the showing we were seeing in Game 1. We'll see if the big, strong, spooky, scary Ghost comes out here for Game 2. But I think the Luna's strong. It hasn't looked good. I think teams still need to adjust, but it's so much safer because of the changes Luna's gotten. The Manta-style illusions are a bit stronger. There's no Abyssal Blink to worry about. You really need something high in mobility to jump to Luna. Now, Mystery have left those heroes in the pool. They take out the natural Luna counter in Terrorblade because Reflection is really annoying, but there are still options for the Ember, still options for Void Spirit.
Anything high mobility messes up the Luna quite a fair bit, as most range heroes do. So we'll see what SMG opts for to kind of get that aggression going. You already have Grimstroke to set up for that high mobility. It shouldn't take too much more for SMG to find the answer for that Luna.
No, certainly shouldn't. And we do go into the next ban phase now. Bloodseeker was the second pick from SMG. What do they follow up with? I mean, I'd say even the Bloodseeker is quite a decent pick into the Luna. Yeah, quite frankly, it doesn't feel like the Luna does too much up against the Bloodseeker in lane. Because you have the Abaddon there, which does make you feel a little bit safer into the Blood Right, but I'd say KP should still have a good enough time in that off lane, assuming he is playing the Bloodseeker again. SMG, they're going to think a little bit about this third pick. They go for the Snapfire. Fair enough.
That's a solid one. It's still a really strong laner to have. So we're back to pos 4 Snap, pos 5 Grim. If it worked last time, I don't think you're under any pressure to change your draft. Like, even the Snap felt like a counter pick for the Phoenix. Didn't really matter. Like, we didn't even see that focus on the Phoenix Egg with the little Shredder. So it's still just really strong with combinations they want to bring out. Mystery do go into the Earth Spirit, your favorite hero, Mike. So that gives them some aggression on hand, some ways to roll up. I guess an Earth Spirit with a Aphotic Shield can be hard to burst down and has some good follow-up damage from the Shield Burst. So you've got some good options for Mystery to build up that early aggression to buy the space out for the Luna now as well.
Absolutely. Joe, while we were on the topic of Earth Spirit, Season 2 of the anime was announced, Book 2, as they like to call it. I saw a picture, and I don't want to spoil anything, but this was a picture that was posted by the studio, showing Pangolier was in Book 2 by the looks of it. Does Earth Spirit make his appearance, John? Am I going to be happy with Book 2?
I don't know. Like,
do we see a fat, drunken Earth Spirit who's depressed about the nerfs that just happened to him?
That'd be something to show. Very meta if they did show that off. Looking forward to it though. Like, it's a good tease. They did say, you know, I know, you know, the tweet did say, I know what you're thinking, and it's not who you think it is. So
okay.
There's that disclaimer as well. But it was a picture of Luna, and you know, just chilling out there. It's hype. That's actually pretty darn good.
Just morphling. That's all it is.
Could be. You never know.
It really could be. Yeah.
Still, you know, you've got the Storm Spirit pickup here for SMG. Neostorm, he loves playing this hero. I think he played it a few times as well in the open qualifiers. Of course, he played it a lot in the last season. So Storm comes through. You only really have to worry about Earth Spirit, and Earth Spirit will need some follow-up. Team Mystery do go into Lesh. So Leshrac against Storm down mid, more than likely. Leshrac Force just piles on to the building damage Mystery has. You've got Luna, who can be amazing high ground and melt towers with illusions. Leshrac can do that with just hitting level 3 on the Edict, 3 or 4, and you can apply pressure from there. So looking good for Mystery. I think they're fixing some of those slower paced issues we were seeing from game 1. You still don't have the best of stuns for Storm. There's a lot of pressure here on our Earth Spirit to land the combinations on the Storm if they want to lock him in.
Don't put
but the
pressure
follow-up
on my boy,
is there.
John. Don't put pressure on my boy Earth Spirit. Right? He can do whatever he needs to do, John. He's the Earth Spirit. He's going to be fine. Not too much pressure. Though there is a lot of pressure, though. You've got to hit the roll. You've got to get the split Earth off right afterwards. A lot of kill potential, though, for Mystery, I will add. Like, this is not going to be the easiest mid lane, especially for Nia, because you are always going to have to be aware of that roll into the split Earth, and then perhaps a Diabolic Edict, perhaps a Lightning Storm, just depending on what they level up on this Leshrac. I'd say so far, John, in terms of draft, Team Mystery does look a little bit scarier to me.
Yeah, it's potent. They've got that follow-up. They've got the early push compared to SMG. SMG don't really melt towers with their lineup. They could try and just throw bodies forward, but it's just not as fast as what Mystery can get out. And I love the bans coming through from Mystery as well. They take out the Jug, take care of the PA, take care of the AM, all high mobility cores except for the Jug. But the Jug has that spell immunity, and that can cause issues for the Luna in terms of getting stuns off. So PA with a blink, not going to be a factor for Luna. AM with a blink, not going to be a factor for Luna. Really protecting that ghost hero here, and we're going to have to see what the response of SMG will be, they could try to go for a range core themselves. You only, again, worry about Earth Spirit. Everyone else is going to have to work their way forward there. Maybe something like a Drow. Drow against Luna is all right. And you can melt towers here, at the least with a Drow. She still does great damage against him, just with how strong her right clicks are. And you can do it from a safe range. If not, something like the Troll is still available. And there's really nothing to stop a Troll from going too wild here on SMG's end. They do have last pick overall, so they can kind of wait out, see what Mystery wants to bring out on the off lane first, and get a favorable matchup.
Team Mystery, final pickup for them. It looks like they are lacking maybe just an off-lane hero unless they run the off-lane Abaddon, but it does seem like it's going to be a Pos 5 Abaddon, so what off-lane would you like to see if you're Team Mystery? I think last game around, After Rain was playing the Mars. That has been banned, so he won't have that option available to him. Instead, we're going to see the Sand King popping up, which... This is a hero that I really want to see do well in the current meta. I'm a little bit biased when it comes to Sand King. This is one of my happy kind of favorite heroes that I enjoy playing, John. But I must admit, I've been doing the testing. It still feels kind of meh, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Epicenter's just, it's Epicenter. Sometimes it feels amazing. And then most of the time, it just feels like one of the worst spells in the game. It just does no damage.
Yeah. It's really bad in level 6. Yeah, at that first level. The first level just feels really wonky. Right? Like, you need to gap close with Burst Strike because you don't have Link. The Troll does come out. Yeah, it does come out, and it's just such a stable core to have here. As mentioned, just left in the pool. Really strong scaling as well. Once you have a BKB for mid one, there are no issues. You can just get your second life off. You've got strong team fight. You even have this gobble up save that could come out from Mushi if he does manage to save up for the Ags. But after Rain on the Sand King, I think that's why we see Sand King skip Epicenter. Like, sometimes it feels weird because you see them with Blink, but with no Epicenter up. But it just feels weird when you have to divert for Epicenter and then your farm is just that much slower. You want to max out your Sandstorm and your Caustic if you're clearing out camps, or just your Burrow Strike. So I think Sand King is the weird one where his power spike isn't 6. It feels like level 8. And those two levels can add a little bit more time to the timings your team wants to play. It can stall out. It can stall you out if you're not ready for it. We'll see if Mystery can work with that constraint in Sand King and just try to bully out the Troll with the Caustic Finality threats and with the Sandstorm. But Troll can always switch to ranged access, so it's not as much of a threat as it would be against a pure melee lane for that matchup.
Absolutely. I think the Troll last pick was just very smart. Like, you can't abuse the Caustic Finale now. You get the ensnares off, he's not going to be able to Burrow Strike away. It does make life very hard for that offlane Sand King, and there's not really much in the way that the Earth Spirit can do to make it much easier. Let me tell you, I'm pretty sure that After Rain is going to be kind of stuck in that offlane by himself for most of the game. But we'll get into it. Game number 2 between the side of SMG and, of course, Team Mystery is now underway. See how it does pan out. I suppose I shall ask you, John, before the game officially gets underway, who came out with the better draft in your opinion?
I'd say SMG. I think they've got all the answers. They went for that last pick Troll. Just amazing for all the reasons you've said. It was something I was looking for going into the last pick as well. So, it lines up with my prediction. I'm always happy to be right. And I've got to say SMG because I was right. I gotta agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're very happy to feel right, John. It doesn't happen very often, but congratulations. Oh, goodness me. Hopefully all the viewers are feeling good today, by the way. I know we haven't had too much of a chat with the lovely people watching, but, that's probably my fault, considering I was, waking up a little bit late today. Again, apologies about the lateness to all the lovely viewers, and even you, John. Poor old Jonathan trying to wake up Mike.
Yeah, it's all right. I was actually kind of trying to set up the stream on my end. So, the million asins we had, I was trying to sort it out. It's like, oh gosh, I got to message one of our real life friends to call you. And then it's like, all right, I can cancel stream. It was not looking good. It wasn't set up. So, it all works out in the end, Mike. I'm sure everyone's feeling good. It's a hot summer day, I have to tell you. The typhoons left the Philippines, so it's not a great feeling in terms of heat, but it is what it is,
Oh, I'm sure you're happy that the typhoons are gone, John. You know,
Yeah.
maybe the
Yeah.
heat doesn't matter.
But the
when
rain. The rain's gone though.
Oh.
We didn't get typhoon rains. It was just a nice overcast weather, some strong rains at night. But you know, because of the typhoon winds were bringing that cold air, and now it's just completely gone. So it's like, yeah, we don't get hit by a typhoon, but now we're all melting.
Well, unlike John, to the people of the Philippines, I'm happy the typhoon's gone. John only cares for himself, apparently. He just hates the hot weather. Mystery. It's not moving in for the top rune. KB gonna make it a little bit more difficult for them with the Blood Right. Does end up landing onto After Rain on the Sand King, but by the time he runs himself down to that bot lane, he's gonna be full HP anyway. Speaking of After Rain though, he did not go for much regen, John. Just one set of tangos, opting to be a little bit greedy with the Ring of Protection and Gauntlet of Strength. Against the Troll, that could come back to bite him. I'll be frank, John, there can be a lot of harassment out with the Troll and the Snapfire, and I'm not sure if 3 tangos is going to be quite enough here on this Sankey.
It most certainly wouldn't be. I think what we're looking for is perhaps After Rain just wants to play with Sandstorm instead of Burrow Strike and Caustic first. He's just going to sit in the Sandstorm, try to dodge out some damage. There is already a sentry here from Mushi, but it's mainly to block that large camp. So they're not going to have vision of After Rain. If he goes for that build, he's still pocketing it. You can see Mushi just doing what he did in Game 1, going up, harassing out Ohio. The two close Malaysian brothers, like the two icons of Malaysian Dota, I'd argue, from past era, just twacking each other. It kind of feels weird seeing that back and forth with Mushi and Ohio.
You know, both teams obviously want to try and get to the upper division for Season 3 of the SCA DPC, so there's no friends, no brotherhood here, John. It's all just war between these two teams, and well, Mushi, I'm sure it'll hurt him a little bit to hurt Ohio, but not too much. Season 2 or Season 3 might be a little bit more important for them. Speaking of Ohio, though, on this Earth Spirit, it looks like he's probably not going to be able to do much in this lane, which is to be expected, as After Rain is going to cop a lot of damage out on the Sand King. He's going to be able to back off. I think for Ohio, you're looking for that level 2, level 3 mark, and you're probably just going to leave this lane altogether. So again, I just don't see much in the way of this Earth Spirit being able to apply pressure onto mid 1. Unless mid 1 stays on very low HP like this, then perhaps you could roll in for a Burrow Strike follow-up from After Rain, but for now he's going to salve up and be just fine. And with that, we should have a look at the other lanes. Of course, mid lane Mercury's going to be there on the Leshrac, up against Nia 666 on the Storm. For now, Nia having a very good time with the Storm, ahead in CS and no real pressure being applied.
Yep, Mercury is still holding out the lane. About 4 creeps behind, so it's pretty significant coming through from Nia to have that farm advantage and creep advantage early on. It's not much of an EXP lead, though. Nia's not actually getting too many denies off, so Mercury's still meeting that level scaling he'd want to hit. And that means as long as you match the Storm up to level 6, you're going to be pretty happy. Have to watch for that spike on Nia once that level 6 is up. And you always have to be aware of where Ohio is as well. Like, if Ohio looks to go mid as he is now and gets a good roll going, you could be lined up for trouble. But there's some really good boards from the side of SMG just watching out. And that just keeps them protected. As long as you see where the Earth Spirit's going, you should be able to preempt the gank.
You definitely want to try and make that mid-rotation if you are Ohio, but for now he just sticks around, gets the bounty rune, gets a stack going for the Leshrac, and kind of just leave the mid lane be for now. Of course, top lane, KP is there with Arfu up against Wayne and Ghost. Right now, Ghost not really having too bad of a time, but neither is KP. He's in fact ahead in terms of CS on the Bloodseeker, and it's a bit of a similar story to last game. We did see KP just slightly ahead of the position 1 of Team Mystery. Wasn't really much they could do in the way of slowing him down either.
Yep, I think that's going to be really important, so KP can start tracking the jungle in case Ghost starts going in there. Of course, the fact that Ghost isn't really slowing down as well, I think is pretty good news for Mystery. As long as you hit that timing on the Massive Madness, you're still pretty happy.
Oh, Arfu gets the Inkswell off, and they get the first blood. A very close call, but Ghost did not have the Lucid Beam off cooldown, I don't believe. And he could not get the final bit of damage on. So where they should have got first blood, Arfu's going to run his way out now. And he'll be very happy to know that KP got the first blood gold.
Yeah, it's just a really clean start for SMG there. The silent stacking is what made that really difficult for Ghost. Like, he was just silenced too long. He couldn't get Lucent Beam. Very nice trick or treating there from Afu, just hiding behind that tree and breaking the vision line. So managing to really maximize this lane. Of course, Ghost does get a little bit more EXP for his trouble from having a solo lane for a bit. But you really don't have too much synergy here. Like, Abaddon plus Luna, all you really have is Mistcoil spam and Aphotic Shield to save you, but you can't really play aggressive with this duo.
Afu even going to TP into the mid lane, give Nia a full bottle. Very nice. Mercury still seemingly struggling quite a bit here up against Nia. I mean, you look at the CS board, John. It's not even close, which is a pretty big concern for Mercury that Nia's having this good of a time. And going back to Godon, because you were talking about him before, he has been telling me on repeat that Nia is going to be a big deal in SEA. So he does believe this this player in particular is something special.
Yeah, I mean, he's really a very, very solid mid laner to have, and he's someone that you can really build a team around. He's playing aggressive now. Trigger rotation.
Needs to be careful. They've got the Ink Swirl there. Afu going to move his way in. Mushi even coming in from the right side with the cookie, and well, they're just making Mercury's life that much harder. Nia now, he's going to get a lot of XP out of this. Already level 6, and as the Leshrac, you are not going to have a good game with the way things have gone.
I'm surprised we're seeing such passive play here from Mystery. Ohio, I mean, he's only level 2, but he hasn't made those rotations out. And Mushi's been much more active on the snap, and you really need to play fast on the Earth Spirit, as you would know, Mike. You love the hero. Mid rotations are so important, and Ohio just hasn't really made any. He's here now, but at this point, Nia's just going to dip into jungle, get his bounty runes, get a bottle top up first, maybe clear a camp or two, and it should be hard to lock him in. He's level 7. He's got 900 HP. He's got a lot of mana to play with.
Well, they've got Afu at least, so the Grimstroke should suffer here a little bit as the Ink Swirl does fly out and does land on Ohio, and they will not get the kill. The silence was not there in time. Afu's still running. Wayne, he has a missed call in a second, but has no mana for it. While that's happening, down a bot lane after Rain. He goes down. Mushi will take that kill, and Afu gets away another time, John. That's the second time this game he should have died. But he does barely make it out, and if you're Team Mystery, that's going to start playing on your mind a little bit. The fact that you can't secure a kill on this Grimstroke.
Yeah, it's causing some issues. There's some impatience here from Mystery. They clump up mid. Instead of trying to hunt the Storm, they just immediately go onto the high ground and try for the Grim. They're missing out on opportunities. They had a war there. They knew the Grim was there. They couldn't line up fast enough. And Nia just gets to keep building up. Wayne is sticking around to get some control on the mid lane, get some D-wards off. There is basically just him and Ohio soaking mid. You see Mercury going into the jungle, just trying to find some stable farm. It means he's eating away from the resources of the Luna, though. So now you're going to be starving your own chorus of resources, and Nia can start to rotate.
Certainly. In fact, they found Ghost. Ghost pings it out immediately, and it looks like they don't want to try and go in on the Luna yet, as he is by so many towers that they could TP to on Mystery's end. Nia, he's going to go in onto the mid lane. Ohio stuck around farming, and he is going to die to Nia 666 as now he goes on to Wayne, but he is out of mana. We'll have to let the Abaddon go. But John, I've got to say, I love the fact that Nia has a Divine Rapier queued up. Why the hell not? KB, top lane, is going to die. Mystery and Ghost able to secure the kill on the Bloodseeker. And it feels like that's a kill that they desperately needed. However, down at the bot lane, after Rain's going to die. Now Ohio's in danger. If they can get unlucky and snare off, and they do, Ohio's gone. And mid one will take the kill. And that's going to make it a 6-1 now with a 1k net worth lead for SMG. And Team Mystery,
Wayne?
They are yet to find their footing as mid lane. Wayne, Ink Swirl does land. He has no borrowed time. He's going to die to Nia. SMG, they are well and truly having their way with the side of Mystery. In fact, look at this. Look how greedy Nia's being. And he's getting away with it. They can't punish him for this.
No, they can't. They're just giving so much away to the Storm. He's off to an amazing start. It's almost up on his Orchid timing as well. He's already got the double robes up. And it's just a lot, way too much given to SMG early on. Look at mid one. We haven't even talked about this. He did not go for Battle Trance. He's still finding all these kills. He's going to have a sub 10-minute Battle Fury. Sure, that's just Battle Fury with no boots. It's still really damn quick, considering how active he's been on that lane, and this just means that the early farm advantage Luna has with the Mask of Madness is really offset by a very fast Battle Fury. So your Luna's not going to be far ahead as you'd like, and even then, there's not much jungle space for the Luna because he had to share it with Mercury.
Mid lane, it's going to be a bit of a group up here. Ohio, going to hang around that tier 1. That courier might give it away though, and it does. Oh, bit of miss micro from the courier, and there's the pings out. They know he's there. Scan immediately onto Afterrain in Ohio. They can still pressure the mid tier 1, but there is going to be a defense. And SMG, they know who's around. It's not going to be too hard of a defense. They do zip in. Nia a little bit early to the party. One of the arcane rune, but Wayne is going to be able to take it. But a real big misplay from Ohio, because that should have led to a kill and a tier 1 mid tower, but just that courier not being microed does cost them.
Yeah, it's time wasted as well for Mystery overall. They wasted time clumping up. Now they split up trying to be more efficient on the map. They're just keeping one Abaddon by Mercury's side to keep him safe. They are trying to clear out bot. Ghost makes his way down there now. So it's a safer area for your Luna to farm. They can look to apply pressure in that tier 1. But the side of SMG are also clumped up top. Mid one's there with the Battle Fury up. He can also rip through towers quick, so it's going to be a tower trade. And the TP's here from Nea on bot.
Bot lane, zip in. Silence was there, right in on to Mercury, or rather Ghost, excuse me, as now Ohio is going to try and roll away Nia. He might have the damage output, but does not. Still, they got the big one. They got the Luna, but in the process, they are going to lose that mid-tier 1. That's a nice little play there from Mystery to get that split push going, and even though you lose that pos 1 Luna, getting the mid-tier 1 is going to open up the map a little bit here for the side of Mystery, and it will allow them to get those aggressive smokes going and hopefully get some kills for themselves.
Yeah, it just opens up the map a little bit more, a much more valuable tower to take than even that bot tier 1, so you're happy enough on Mystery's end. You're not pleased about losing the Luna. You can just see how quickly Ghost melts when he's up in the front line, and he is going for the Manta first, as we tend to see. Even the Manta alone's not enough.
Mid lane, Mercury sticking around. Very aggressive kind of farming position there from our Leshrak, and now Ohio trying to help out, but does get punished, and that's one thing you can't really do right here if you're Mercury. You can't keep farming that mid lane anymore. You know how far ahead Nia is on this storm, and he's going to be able to zip in every time, just like this. He'll find another kill onto Wayne, and he's even looking to Ghost, but probably doesn't have the mana to kill off the Luna again. But you've really got to be careful with your farm right now, because Nia is way too far ahead on the storm, and will be able to do whatever he wants. In fact, he still has a bit of time on that double damage rune. They might jump Mercury again. If he moves any more forward, I'm sure they would. It looks like instead they're going to take the stacks away.
I think that's the smart eco play, although.
Roll in, Ohio, boulders. Oh, Split Earth does not connect. It won't matter, because they have the follow-up stuns anyway. Mystery. I mean, they're as 5 right now, which means SMG is all across the map farming. Very efficient.
Yeah, you're not getting that same efficiency for Mystery. And Ghost is just not getting enough from his own jungle. This is the big issue. Luna needs an item advantage to really feel like a big, scary hero. Right now, all she has is Yasha on top of Mom. They do find a tier 1 bot, so it's more objectives going away from Mystery, but there's a 4k lead up on SMG. It's been free farm for mid 1 this entire game. You have to worry about that troll getting a bit too much, and they're clumping up.
Wayne, he does scout them out. It may cost him his own life, but he does have borrowed time. It just isn't going to mean much.
I guess.
While Mushi takes another kill. 4-0-2 now on Mushi. Even further ahead than Nia in terms of kills right now.
Yeah, he's been really active on that snap, just setting up for his team. And it's a stark contrast between these pods for us. Ohio has his level 6 up. He has not had as much kill activity, only participating in 1, died 3 times. There is a smoke here on both sides, though. Let's see where they do end up clashing.
You've got the blink up on Afterrain. He doesn't have any points in Epicenter yet, though, which is... Well, now he does. He just barely hits level 9, thanks to Wayne. Nia gonna have his smoke broken. Inkswell there, but he zips out. He reads the play. He realizes they may be smoked on the other end. That was a very important zip out there from Nia.
Yep, they're just not giving Mystery the opportunity to show off this blink. And they're just going to be pulling back. Mystery, and this time, are not really farming up. They do smoke back again, though. This could catch SMG by surprise now.
Yes, it could. Mercury, he has the use to set up, but they don't want Arthur. It looks like they're going to take the kill. But again, this is not what they really want. They definitely want at least a core kill for this kind of rotation. Maybe they find Mushi to boot, but no. Mushi's going to back off with the bounty. He'll stick around mid one to make sure mid one doesn't get ganked, and looks like they're going to be just fine as Nia, he's going to run into Ghost now. Looks like he has been spotted. Mercury trying to move in. Is not going to be able to get the Yules off, and Nia is going to be just fine.
Yep, just playing with fire, although Mushi.
Yeah, off the mark with the Burrow Strike. Mushi's going to be able to cookie out, and desperate plays here from Mystery is now SMG. I think they can group and counter smoke. Mushi has one of the backpack. He's going to hold on for now. In fact, he'll give it to Arfu. Wayne, scouted out. Nia going to go in with the Inkswell. Now a Burrow Strike and roll in. Is there onto KP, so they may have the Bloodseeker, and they do. Good trade for Mystery. It's SMG, they don't want to fight without KP around. Nia, it is active. He did spot out the Leshrac, but of course he's not going to make the jump in a 3v5 scenario. Looks like that's going to be it for now.
Yep, it's Mystery's time to really be aggressive. I think right now with Nia's build-up, he went for Kaya first. So he's just rushing to BKB. Kaya BKB not opting for the Bloodstone rush, which I think is smart. You just want to be able to keep fighting on the Storm. They do manage to get the space out to go into the Roche Pit. There are no wards here from Mystery, but they're lined up for a tier 2 bot, and of course with a Leshrac and a Luna, the push can go fast, but they will be trading away in ages for that tower if they do commit.
Nice easy Roshan. You know what, John? I'm starting to wonder whether Roshan needs a bit of a buff now, right? Like, it feels like every game we see a very early Roshan taken with the medallion or solar crest. That is usually picked up by the position 5. Never mind that thought for a second, because we might run into a bit of a team fight here up at the top lane as Ohio has prepared to defend. Mid one showing himself on the troll, very confidently with that Aegis. After rain, he'll be there, and so will Mercury. They want to try and fight, but this could be very dangerous. Epicenter after rain. Gonna go in, right in onto KP again on the Bloodseeker. Who Magnetize has been popping now. Nia gonna come in with an Inkswell, and they blow up 2 immediately. Battle Trance is there, mid one. He'll go onto Wayne, but the borrowed time is gonna keep him safe. But Mercury, he will not have any borrowed time, as he is gonna die, and they are just going in for more. Nia, he wants the Luna, but he will not be able to find him. But it won't matter. It's a 4-for-nothing trade and a tier 2 tower, the wave of SMG. And they did not even get the Aegis off mid one.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the issues there with the Sand King again, Mike. It's what we've been saying. Epicenter just doesn't feel like an amazing spell. He got the Burst Strike, Epi on just 1, and they couldn't kill KP. They had a follow-up from the Leshrac as well. Instead, KP heals back to full because of his thirst. They died around him. The Hood of Defiance is enough to keep KP safe with that level 1 Epicenter. So you need some more EXP up on Mystery. Tier 2 faults. They did find a tier 2 bot earlier on, so it kind of evens out the map control. Mystery aren't going to be lagging too far behind in terms of where they can go around, but you really worry about these item spikes. Mid one's very close to finishing up a BKB, has his Battle Fury Sound and Yasha. So once you have that BKB up, your Leshrac damage is not there, even your Luna's in danger.
Mid one sees Ohio, tries to block the roll, but doesn't quite get there in time. Looking back to Ghost on the Luna, he's been farming pretty freely for a long time now, but he still has found himself behind the troll in terms of net worth. Mid one just proving to be a little bit too efficient on this troll, and I'd say once mid one has the BKB up, things are going to look even scarier for Mystery, because you really have nothing to kind of deal with the troll through the BKB. All your damage is mostly magical right now, and mid one is going to have a very free time once that BKB's up.
Yeah, you really worry for Mystery here. Like, the damage out for Luna and right clicks isn't amazing yet. You need a lot more to farm up here. The towers are starting to melt just from mid one showing up with a medallion buff to tank through, and you know, once he gets enough fervor stacks up, towers don't hold long at all. So that's, you know, one outer tower left for Mystery. They could have knock on to the high ground. They've got 2-3 minutes left on the Aegis. No worries for mid one.
Absolutely not, as now SMG move on to the high ground, but the glyphs aren't going to be popped. Mystery, they did all rotate to defend, but I think SMG will be pretty okay with that. They get a lot of damage off. They can back safely now and kind of know they control the map. Mystery, I mean, it's kind of like, what do you do now? You're just so far behind in terms of gold. How do you fight?
You have to ride off the back of Ghost. You have to depend on the Luna to hyper carry you. The BKB is up for the Luna. It's nice. I don't know if it's enough, because you have to worry about the mid one just focusing you anyway.
Mid one, roll in. They do stun him up, kick back. Maybe they'll get the Aegis here. Mid one needs to try and run and does lose his first life. Blood right there from KP to zone them out, keep mid one safe. But now KP might be in trouble. Still, they'll jump in and try and help him out. The Eclipse have been committed. That'll be enough. Roll in Ohio onto Afu, but there's your Soulbind down. Nia still waiting for the right opportunity to jump in, and now Will with the Inkswan double vortex right in on the left rack. Mercury's gone. There goes Ohio. Wayne is not too healthy either as mid one will rush in with the battle trance, but he's dropping low. Ghost might be able to turn now, but the zip in again. No, the scatter blast. Mushi will take care of it. After Rain though will kill off two, but he's still in danger as Mushi tries to finish him off. It won't be enough, but Mystery, at least finding the Troll and Storm, do get a lot of XP and a lot of gold out of that. And once again, they defend high ground.
Yeah, I think they're going to feel really good about that. They still hold on to the tier 3. A bit of a reckless jump in from Nia at the end there, trying to back up this Troll. Did not have enough to live in.
Well, they found Afu. He'll Inkswell, but I don't think it's going to help him too much as he tries to TP out, but of course Ohio will have the roll to cancel. You know, Team Mystery, even though this draft is very kind of mid-game orientated, as long as they can just keep defending high ground, eventually this Luna is going to be a problem.
Yeah, it still needs a lot more items. I think you can't get too hasty on SMG's end. Your Troll needs a BKB. Like, mid one just needs to finish the farm up. He does have it now, but he was only a part away a while ago. I think they just had the patience, wait for the BKB with the Aegis. They would have been in a better spot. So they bleed out some gold towards the side of Mystery. And Mystery now can look at how they won that fight and come back in. Eclipse is not up for half a minute though. They are smoked up anyway.
See what happens. Mystery.
Oh, that is too good. These wretched fools have no idea.
Afu's kind of giving the indication that he knows what's going on here. Well, the voice line's being spammed out, and sometimes even if you don't know if there's a smoke, just being able to spam those voice lines, kind of, it's the mind games that come in, right? That might tell Mystery, well, hold on a minute, he seems very happy right now. Maybe they know we're smoked. And that can kind of preemptively make a team give up on the smoke, even if they haven't been caught out.
Yeah, and I think that's, that's kind of what happened there. They swing around the wrong area, voice lines came out just to shake them up, and they never checked their triangle. They don't have vision here from Mystery's end. They didn't really contest. Now, I don't think the smoke was an amazing idea without the Clips and Epi. They do have those spells back up. They can look for the defense on the tier 2. More than likely, they'll just save themselves for the high ground and just have to surrender this last outer objective to SMG. So if they find the last outer tower, they can start to really work the map even more, not like they haven't already. You could also just wait for the next Roche on SMG's end, 1 minute until we see the respawn timer. And that will be Aegis, Cheese, and Ag Shard. So the shard is going to be really big. You can hand it over to mid 1, have that rampage up and help your allies out with some stat resist. So we'll see if they do just wait for that objective. They take the outpost, taking away some XP per minute. So you're slowing down the pace for Mystery. You're not going to get some. You're not going to get that bonus XP under supports, which is really impactful. So you're stalling out Ohio's level 12. Still stuck at 11, so that's just level 1 magnetize. You really want more, but there's just no space to grow.
Gonna zip in, nice Burrow Strike there to set up. They've got the silence, they've got the Eclipse. Nia, he is gonna drop right off the bat, and now KB may have gone too far. He'll go down as well. The Mortimer's Kisses are gonna come in. Is it gonna be enough though? Along with mid one, he'll go after the Sand King first. Onto Wayne, without the borrowed time, he'll find another, and still has the Battle Trance to use. Inkswell's gonna be there, he might need to pop that Battle Trance, and now does. Right on the Luna, they might be able to burst her down. Ghost does die to Mushi in mid one. He'll get another one. Onto Ohio. And that was a very poor start for SMG, but mid one, just with the kiting around the team fight, along with Mushi with the Mortimer's Kisses, do manage to turn it around. And they are onto the high ground again.
Yeah, they have nothing to worry about. Epicenter is down, Eclipse is down, those are the big spells for Mystery to play with. A bit reckless from Neo walking in by himself, but it pays off in the end. They're just going to be able to go right in, and they've already got the Inkswell Agshard upgrade. So there's a Dispel on hand for mid one. He does not care at all standing in front lines. Even if a stun flies in, as long as Inkswell's running, he will eventually just be fine.
Love those shots. Burrow Strike in after rain, gonna try and go in, but mid one still happy to keep fighting as he goes in onto Ohio. Kick is there with the roll, but it's not gonna be enough. Inkswell on mid one. They're gonna chase down Mercury, but he'll get the Yules off in time. That'll be it. They lose the mid racks, or at least the melee barracks. Nia, almost finds a courier. Had the ultimate orb on there, but he doesn't quite kill it off, and Ghost should eventually be able to finish off his Eye of Skadi with that. But SMG, they've got a 12k net worth lead. They are well and truly in control of this game. Hell, they even have a double damage waiting there, and a Roshan in 4 seconds.
Yep, perfect. And just go right ahead. Check the Roche pit. There are some good wards from Mystery to watch, though. So they'll know if the Roche is being taken here by the side of SMG. They can try to contest. They will need to make their way fast. The side of SMG just much more happy to go hunting. They smoke up. Looks like they want to get the numbers advantage up and get more objectives first.
I mean, why the hell not? Just push out all the lanes, making it a little bit harder for Mystery to try and move their way over to the Roshan pit. Mystery, they've kind of ran as 5 into their own triangle and might smoke up very soon, assuming they have one. Which it looks like they don't yet. And with no smokes up, I think this will be a free Roshan. Mid one pop the DD rune. Yeah, it's definitely going to be very free. Mid one, he'll take the shards, he'll take the Aegis, he'll give the cheese over to Nia. Well, with the Rampage up, that looks pretty darn good to me.
Yeah, so much more added utility here. Stat resist or attack speed. I mean, it's just amazing in either stance. And mid one now can really look to apply pressure. Good use for Mercury to take off the DD. Not going to stop that push fully, though. Mid one can just focus in.
Roll in, Ohio. Oh, there's a Rupture out. KB going to hold him down, but Ohio will TP back towards the fountain, or maybe not. He cancels it off after rain. In with the Burrow Strike. Don't forget, they've got to kill him off twice. With the BKB up now, a Soulbind is there mid one. Will run in, but the Imp is going to save Nia. Zip, Eclipse is on mid one. Cookie, he's going to keep him alive. Mid one is still going. Ghost is going to try and find onto Nia. They'll get the Storm Spirit. Now the Epicenter out. Onto KP will find another. Ohio wants to keep going. But mid one wants to turn, but no, he's going to lose the Aegis. They had the vision on the high ground. This is not a good position at all for mid one. He'll try to fight though. Still has that BKB up, but Burrow Strike is in onto Arthur on the backside. Now you've got the Magnetize going after Rain. Gonna use up through the Ensnare Wayne. Borrowed time gonna keep him alive. After Rain will eventually drop, but mid one is still alone. He'll get the Battle Trance again. Will kill off Wayne. And excuse me, the first time was the Rampage that was used by mid one. He'll go after Ohio. Roll somehow gets blocked with that cookie, but it'll roll away the other way. It should just be fine. So eventually, even though it looked pretty bad for SMG, they do kind of even out the team fight.
Yeah, Nate's positioning has been sort of reckless. He's up in front. He doesn't get to use his BKB. It's still at an 8-second charge after all those fights. So he needs to be a bit more patient. We saw the Soulbind come through. We didn't see the follow-up Vortex. The double Vortex would have been really nice there. and they lose out that fight, but they go back
Ohio.
into the high ground.
I'm not sure about that, Ohio. Fuel's up. Split Earth is there. Mercury trying to help, but Ohio's dead. Maybe a bit of miscommunication with that roll in his after rain. Now is going to go for a Burrow Strike, but again, I just don't know about that. Cookie is there, Blood right in, they've got him. One by one, they move in, and one by one, they fall. In SMG, they only have one lane of racks to go for. With 2 heroes down, you may as well try.
Yeah, it's
Korea?
not difficult. Oh, a freebie.
Mercury. Yeah, Mercury, I don't know what he was intending there, but looks like he wanted to go to the secret shop. Won't be able to now as Nia gets in for the Vortex. Luna in trouble. Soulbind does connect, and now the epicenter moving in, but it's not going to be enough. Nia has too much control. Mid one is there, killing off Ghost. After rain's gone to boot. Mercury, he will try to TP out, but there's just so much damage output, and they'll call it. GG is called. SMG very confidently taking out this 2-0 victory up against the side of Team Mystery. And I'll tell you what, John. Open qualifiers, they weren't looking too flash hot, but SMG right now, they're looking pretty darn good.
Yeah, and they're playing a lot cleaner. Nea's really starting to pop off a lot more. Maybe a bit reckless a couple of times. You know, he died without using VKB in 2 instances I can remember. It still works out. Mid one is playing really mean on opponents one. KP buys out a lot of space. Mystery in this case, they went back to the Luna. They tried something different. And they couldn't really get that flash farm because mid one got a sub 10-minute Battle Fury. And if you get that timing, a Luna with an early Mask of Madness suddenly doesn't feel that amazing. Like the reason why Luna can flash farm so fast, you can get power treads and mom by 10 minutes. Usually Battle Fury is what? A 12 to 13, 15-minute timer, depending if you go for tread upgrades and depending on how free your lane is. Mid one gets at a 9.5. So the advantage Luna has in building up network just isn't there, and kind of fell flat. SMG play really amazingly clean.
Yep.
Looking forward to what else they do in the lower division here.
Well, I think the one thing we can look forward to right now, John, is probably going to be the interview. I believe that is someone waiting for us, if I'm right in saying so. I just don't know who it is yet.
I was told by Aneko it should be mid one, so
Okay.
I guess should be ready for that.
Do you have the access to drag him in, sir?
Yep, and I will take him in.
Hello,
Hello?
Mid One. How are you doing, sir? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, first off, sir, congratulations on your victory here, 2-0 over the side of Team Mystery. How are you feeling after that victory?
Nothing special, but it's definitely accomplishment, I guess. Yeah.
Fair enough,
Yeah.
fair enough. John, go on.
Yeah, mid one. How's it like to be back in Southeast Asia? Did you miss it? Did you miss Southeast Asian Dota, or after staying in Europe, are you bored of Southeast Asia? Do you find it easy to be here?
Easy. I think I wouldn't say it's easy. I think it's my first time trying to lead a team, and yeah, it's my first time, and I wouldn't say it's easy because I think people got better in C also,
Oh.
and it's not that simple, and I need to be a better player too at the same time. So yeah, I mean it's still great to be in C because it's my home country in Malaysia. It's part of C, and it feels good to breathe in the air and more exciting food instead of boring food in Europe.
Yes, exactly it. That's what I love
Yes.
to hear, Munwa. Damn it, yes, food. Now, while I have you on that topic, what's your favorite food in Southeast Asia, maybe specifically Malaysia? Are you a big fan of? Are you a nasi lemak guy? What is it?
I mean, I'm definitely a nasi lemak guy. That's
Yes.
one. I mean, it's a lot of food that I like in C, like Thai food, everything, Vietnamese. Give me everything. I would
Ah.
eat all of them. Like I love everything here.
Oh, that's amazing. We have, if we meet up, we've got to go mamak sometime. Go around. Still, on to topics of Dota. On topic. 7.29 came out. Some cores are coming back in and out. How are you personally feeling about this patch? We're only like 2 weeks into it. You enjoying it as a team individually? You enjoying the new patch?
Yeah, I think the new patch is pretty awesome so far. Like nothing much changed for carry. I think there's more option available for carry. Like you can literally play like everything instead of like only monkey throw, like the major. Like it was boring patch to me. And new changes, bounty runes, like there are just more stuff going on in the game. Like everybody is thinking about bounty runes constantly. Like you go to bounty and you are taking fights, like stuff like this. Like yeah, so far it's good. I like it.
All right.
Moving on, currently you guys undefeated in the group stages of this lower division of the DPC, and I'm wondering, is there a particular team that you're looking most forward in going up against throughout this group stage?
I would say what's that team again? Like the Trust team that knocked us out in the
Motivate Trust.
qualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for them for sure. Like I think they're very solid as a
Mm.
team, and I think so far we only played 2 matches, and I wouldn't say it's like very convincing yet for our victory. Like so yeah, I'm looking forward for harder games, and I'm down to lose and I'm down to win both.
Very good to hear. With that, Mid One, do you have any words for any of your fans or any shoutouts to anyone before we let you go, sir?
Uh, I declared on Twitter that I mentioned it like I will become a god again.
Of
Yeah, that's
course.
what I said.
There you
Or,
go.
like
Basku.
like I got kicked, like whatever, I accepted, sure. Like maybe Ana is just better, who cares? Like I'm not Ana.
Mm.
I'm just saying I have my own style, and yeah, I'm gonna prove it myself again. Like yep. So I can say.
I love to
Sorry
hear
for
it,
the
Mid One.
disappointing performance, but I'll be right back.
I think you've got the right attitude, Mid One, and I'm very, very sure we're going to see you back on the big stage in the very, very near future. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and again, congratulations on your win today, and I hope you guys, continue your run.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mid One. Have a good day, sir.
Have a good day.
With that was the lovely Mid One. Very good to hear from the man. I love the fact that he's got that attitude, right? Like he's gonna come back. He's gonna be the god he once was, and he's gonna prove everyone wrong. That's what I love to see. A redemption story.
Yeah, yeah. He's really hyped up. He's glad to be back home. I loved what he said there. He's like he's not afraid to win. He's not afraid to lose. It sounded very. It sounded like some essence of OG kind of rubbed off of him. The right
Yeah.
stuff, and it's really good to see him bring that attitude into C. So I'm looking for it. I love him back. I
Yeah.
didn't get to say it, but welcome back home, Mid One. It's good to be back.
It is good to have him back, of course, and that's the thing, right? When the older you grow, the more you learn, John, that losses need to come. You need to lose sometimes, right? Because if you're not losing, you're not learning and you're not improving. And when you're not learning and improving, then you're automatically going to lose at some point. I think it's better to happen now for Mid One earlier on in his career and just let him get over that slump and kind of bring him back to that stage that he was at. And I'm very confident again. Obviously, a very talented player that we'll see him on the big stage, and hopefully for Team SMG, they'll be the ones because they've got some really big names. KP, Mushi, Arfu, and of course the brand new Nia 666, who's looking quite hot, quite frankly. Just maybe needs to iron out the creases a little bit, but I'm sure with Mid One around captaining the team, it won't take too long for him to show improvements as well. And again, hopefully we'll see these guys in the upper division for next season. With that though, John, I believe that is it for our series for today. I suppose I'll apologize one more time for being late. Very rare that I'm late, John. Usually it's you.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, that's true.
But
yeah.
but it does happen. I do apologize. I promise tomorrow I won't be late. And we do have 2 big series up tomorrow as well. We've got MG Trust up against 496. We've got SBE up against Team Mystery. So 2 series tomorrow. Same starting time. I believe it is going to be 2 p.m. my time. Is it 12 p.m. SGT?
Yes, 12 p.m. SGT.
All right.
Absolutely.
So same channel on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. Anywhere else that I'm missing?
It's on Steam as well. It should be
On
on the
Steam
broadcast
TV.
channel for Dota 2, so it should be somewhere there. Yep.
That's it. With that, thank you for the subs and donations and the viewership, and we hope to see you all again tomorrow for some more great SCA Dota.
Bye.